Trauma bonds, got close off of battle scars. Equal pain, so we think it's equal game. Same team, but it's different hearts. Same goals, but it's different shots. Thought we was winning the same. Turns out you were just running me game. Should've known, but I couldn't guess it. It's a damn shame.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Hoop MCs, brought to you by myself and my co-host, Nassim. What's going on, bud?
What's up, Hassan? How are you this week?
Pretty good, man. So this week, we're going to be discussing a little bit about the Russell Westbrook and Stephen A. Smith feud. So you and I just pretty much watched this like 10 minutes before we got on.
To be clear, we knew the situation.
Yeah.
We just wanted to watch all the videos to make sure.
I had an idea just based off of like Twitter and social media what it was about, but yeah, so let's go ahead and give a recap. Afterwards, I want to see if you agree or if I agree, and then we'll just give our reaction, give our take on it. So basically the rundown is this. A couple days ago, he had an insane stat line that he posted, and I think they even won, right? Or did they lose?
Pretty sure they won. They wouldn't be celebrating if they lost.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it wasn't celebrating a win, but everybody was talking about it because of crazy stat line. It was like 35 points, 20-something assists, and, however 17. Many rebounds. It was 17 rebounds? Okay. Yeah, it was a triple-double. It was like an insane performance. So on First Take, you got Stephen A. and you got Max Kellerman. And so the question or the topic was like, was this or it was something along the lines of like impressed by this or not? Something along that line.
Yeah.
So Stephen A., he went on and said like, no, this isn't impressive. We're used to Russell's greatness. He doesn't have a three-point shot. He never developed a three-point shot. Never developed a perimeter shooting to begin with. Why are we going to celebrate you? Because we're used to seeing you do this. At the end of the day, it's all about a championship, which you don't have. You played with all this talent around you. Kevin Durant, James Harden. He mentioned Oladipo. Don't know why. He also mentioned right now Bradley Beal and a couple of other guys. So Russell Westbrook's wife, I think, was the first one to come out. I didn't even hear what she had to say, but obviously she was upset. And then Russell commented on Stephen A. stuff saying, like, just because I didn't win a chip doesn't make me a champion in life. It's all about what I do off the court, yada, yada, yada. The media has this... it has this thing where they just go ahead and criticize these players, put this perception into people of what they think of those players, and it ruins players' lives, essentially, yada, yada, yada. And then Stephen A. comes back, responds to that, doubles down on his comments or whatever. So I want to get your take first. Go ahead and react to it. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you agree with some of it? Do you agree with... Do you agree with all of it? Do you disagree? Whatever. Just give me something.
I just like to say that's why Stephen A. Smith, what he said is emphasizing why I dislike NBA culture today. Rings culture is the most toxic thing in the world. I don't know.
So toxic.
Okay, yeah, you can't define a great player's career just because he doesn't have a ring. At the end of the day, no matter how much we want to say this guy's the greatest of all time because he has this many rings, he still had a team. You need a team to win. We can sit here and say this guy has all the help in the world. That's fine. He's still a great player on a great team. Yeah. Okay, that's what you need, a team. Westbrook had a great team twice where they had an actual shot to win a ring. One with James Harden, one without.
Yeah, in OKC, just to mention. It was in OKC.
In OKC. Yeah. He was not the reason. He was not the sole reason that they lost both those years. Kevin Durant didn't show up either. Like, where's KD's criticism? Because he went to a better team and got a ring. So where's that same criticism for KD? I think it's very annoying also whenever a player has a great game, like a historic game, and we come out with rings. We come out with efficiency. This reminds me of when James Harden had a 60-point triple-double. All I saw on Twitter the following day was rings, rings, rings. The man just put up a stat line we've never seen in our life. Yeah. Westbrook essentially just duplicated that in an extreme manner. and now we're sitting here talking about 3-point percentage and rings. Relax. It's not all about rings. It's not all about shooting percentage on a historic night. Let him enjoy it. I hate that. I really do.
Yeah, so it's fair to say that you totally 100% disagree with Stephen A?
Yeah, it's fair to have criticism, right? I'm not going away from that fact, but to do it on a great night and you're bringing up all this other extra factors that's really out of his control. Talking about his 3-point percentage, LeBron. I'm sorry to go on another rant, but if you want to talk about 3-point percentages on great players, LeBron's not a great 3-point shooter. Neither is man. I had him on the top of my head right before. Yeah, Giannis, and they get praised every single day by the media.
Yeah.
Like, what's the difference here?
So, I'm glad you brought up Giannis, but at the same time, he's much earlier in his career, so it's not exactly 100% fair to see where he will be with that aspect of his game. But you're right with LeBron James. LeBron James has never been a great 3-point shooter. He's probably been average most of his life. He's doing okay. I mean, he's doing more than okay this year. But LeBron has, he's been known to get criticized for like, oh, well, why aren't you always taking the last shot? Like, he'll pass it up, but he's making the right basketball play nonetheless. So, with that being said, I 100% support what you said about, like, why can't we just isolate, a great night season-wise, regular season-wise, versus, like, the totality of that person's legacy. And what bothers me most about what Stephen A. Smith said, was just the fact that he's comparing these guys to these different players and stuff. Like shut up. Like, Russell Westbrook still, I think, generally speaking, his career-wise, he's been a better player so far in his career than Damian Lillard. That's just my opinion. I think he's a better player so far than Damian Lillard. And then, ring culture is so toxic, man. Because, like, I guarantee you there's a crowd out there who'll probably say something along the lines like Andre Iguodala had a better career than, like, Carmelo Anthony, for example. Just because the guy won 1 Finals MVP on an elite team, 3 championships, yada, yada, yada. Great defensive player. But I guarantee you there's probably even a larger crowd than a minority who'll support that because of this whole ring stuff. BS. It's all BS at the end of the day.
Yeah. And this is coming from, me and you have openly said that Westbrook was having a terrible season this season. And then he turned around and we admitted that he was playing great. Yeah. We're sitting here praising a guy that we admitted was playing wrong, and then we admitted, bad, and we admitted we were wrong. Yeah. So, you're a professional, dude. You can't just go on the air saying all that stuff. Like, the guy even has a family and kids, and you're sitting here talking about his legacy. Well, I agree with Westbrook. Like, once you become a family man in the league, it's really hard to just kind of take a dump on someone's legacy when he's doing so much for the community and his family. Like, he doesn't do anything wrong. Yeah. I've never seen Westbrook do anything, like, outside of basketball.
He's a model citizen. He's literally, like, the model. He's, like, similar to LeBron James, essentially, like... Yeah. Like, he would be a great secondary face of the NBA in terms of, like, inside and outside the NBA. What he does for the community, all that stuff. Now, with this being said, I don't disagree with Stephen A. Smith when he says, like, we're not that impressed necessarily because we're used to seeing that. It's true. Like, the dude averaged triple-doubles for, like, the last 3, 4, 5 years, whatever the case may be. Like, he's a walking triple-double, literally. This is what he does. Like, obviously, the numbers are more inflated on the assist and rebound total. But, like, you don't have to bring up the whole, like, championship stuff. I guess that's my beef with this whole statement. And I want to conclude that I don't think Russell Westbrook is that much of an effective player now. Like, you could still have your criticism, and I have my criticisms about this guy. But at the end of the day, this just kind of pissed me off in terms of, like, why they always default back to the championship stuff. Like, oh, he doesn't have a ring. Like, you're not that good of a player. Like, no, shut up.
Yeah, like, it kind of reminds me also, like, Westbrook went on about how it also like ruins young players' lives, people in college, because an announcer goes and says this about him or whatever. And it just reminded me of, I don't know if you remember DK Metcalf. This is completely in a different sport, but DK Metcalf, he has one of the best combines from a receiver, and all the talk was he can't catch. Well, now if you look at the guy, he's a top 7-5 receiver, however you want to rank him, and every single team that passed on him is regretting that. And it just because of that one stigma that he can't catch. Yeah. Now, if you look at him, you don't even remember anyone ever saying that.
I didn't know about this. Like, he's the Seattle wide receiver for, the basketball fans who aren't really that fond with NFL. But I didn't know about Metcalf. Like, I didn't know about this going in. But, I mean, you got the Bill, I think it's Bill Coward, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Wait.
You got... What is it, Bill Coward or Stephen? Damn it! What's the guy's name? He has his podcast on like ESPN or whatever. Bill Coward? No,
is it Bill Coward?
It's for sure not Bill Coward.
That's all. I was like, wait, what?
Colin Coward. There you go.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Oh god, okay, just
don't like him.
Yeah.
Colin Coward. You got, him. You got the Bill Simmons podcast. And you got all these other, like the Jason Whitlock. Is it Jason Whitlock? Like the fat guy, right?
Oh, no, that's someone else.
Who is it?
Jason Whitlock.
Jason Whitlock, no? Jason Whitlock. He's the fat dude who used to have that show. Or he used to be on... And Chris Broussard. Like those guys, the personalities, the media personalities. I don't know why they get so much airtime to discuss basketball. Like, none of these dudes played at a professional level. Mm-hmm. Same with, what's his face's name? Skip Bayless.
That guy just gets bodied.
They are writing the narratives for these athletes, and it sucks because it's like, can you just imagine? Like, okay, so you like gaming, right?
Yeah.
You could talk gaming 24/7. You play it. By the way, we'll plug this guy's gaming channel in.
Twitch.tv/Tortoise_.
There you go. What's it called? And so imagine somebody just comes up, starts watching you, starts just criticizing you. He's like, oh, but have you ever played this game? No. I mean, I'm just a spectator. This is just, like, I know how to talk about this, so this qualifies me to talk about this and criticize you. And then broadcast it over to millions of people worldwide. Yeah. It's infuriating.
I love it. Just to clear things up, it's a difference between like what we're doing. We're broadcasting to like 20 people, and we're not professionals. We're not we don't have a huge audience. And
we're also clowns. Like
we're also clowns.
Yeah, we don't say anything seriously, I feel.
Yeah. 90% of the Draymond Green stuff we say is jokes, okay? Just if you're gonna want to.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah.
We don't like take dumps on people's personalities, okay? We're not going to Stephen A. Smith rant or Skip Bayless rant. We don't have experience in this. If I was on a show like that, I'm not gonna sit here and be Mr. Negative Nancy, no matter how much they're paying me. Like, that's just not me. I don't know how you can do that.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Another thing that I want to bring up was whenever Stephen A. responded to Russell's comments, he brought up an analogy saying, like, oh, well, he's talking about how his career is and, like, what he's gone through and where he's at now and how that he's a champion. And then Stephen A. brought up the analogy like, okay, well, look at me. I started off as this journalist. I made myself all the way over here. I'm doing this and this and that. I'm successful as well. But he was like, imagine if I had said, oh, you know what? I got my contract. I'm good. I don't need to, like, work anymore. Like, I'm just going to go ahead and just take care of my family and produce generational wealth, which is what Russell Westbrook said in his comments. And he's like, and just take care of my community. Absolutely 0 sense. Like,
what's wrong with
sense.
that?
It makes 0 sense. No, the analogy was just crap.
Yeah.
It was such a bad analogy to even bring up because, A, Russell Westbrook didn't say anything along the lines of like, oh yeah, I don't really care about basketball anymore. I'm gonna stop trying, which we all know is false. Like, this guy goes 180% every freaking game. So yeah. I don't know why my voice cracked like that. Yeah. So it was a stupid analogy to bring up. So
Yeah.
I think Russell Westbrook definitely shat on Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah, if we're putting them in a ring, I mean Stephen A. Smith probably lasts 12 seconds. Just want to put it out there.
Yeah, I mean, we're not a UFC channel though. Like,
Yeah, Westbrook is hoop related. We are hoop. MCs.
oh, we're talking about a basketball match or like literally fighting.
No, literally fighting. But Westbrook
okay.
has like a basketball attached to him, so it's somewhere there. Speaking
Yeah.
of basketball and hoops, go Cougs. Just want to put it out there.
Sir, Final Four. What's it called? UCLA. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's just saying, what the hell's their name?
Gonzaga. Yeah, they're gonna crush UCLA.
Yeah.
But Baylor, U of H, little Texas rivalry going on. Who do you think is gonna win?
Go Cougs, baby. I don't know, dude. Like, it just...
I'm not a college guy to begin with,
Yes,
so
same. Well,
I'm not gonna lie. This is like the first time I've been interested in NCAA, just because the Cougs are finally like they've came a long way. But I mean, my instinct is to say Gonzaga versus Baylor, just because I feel Baylor's a 1 seed. They're playing very well. I think Gonzaga probably has the only like lottery guy. Or 2 lottery guys, Corey Kispert and Jalen Suggs.
Yeah.
So it would be crazy if anybody other than Gonzaga wins it this year. They're undefeated.
Yeah. So, I mean, no one should really hold their breath or bet on anybody else.
Yeah.
But it's March Madness, so who knows?
Boom. It's madness. We saw madness last night with UCLA upsetting Michigan. When does U of H play? Tomorrow or no? Friday or Saturday?
Thought it was Saturday.
It's probably Saturday. Yeah, you're right.
Damn, today's already Wednesday? What a week.
I know, right? Hell of a week. Ooh. So I think this is probably a good stopping point.
We're sitting here talking about what day of the week.
Yeah. This turned into like one of those like white collar little side conversations in the kitchen. How's the weather going? Whatever.
Whether you're just like were you getting a cup of water at your corporate job? Because we're both
or a cup of coffee.
Now.
Yeah. Boy, it's my second cup of the day.
And then you got the guy wheezing. The guy who can't breathe.
We appreciate you guys for always tuning in. Make sure you follow us on Instagram and all social media. We're on Twitter and Instagram. Follow us at Hoop MCs. Go ahead and check us out on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcast. So we're on all 3 of those platforms. We're posting this episode tomorrow on Thursday. It'll be available for you guys in the morning. And last time, shameless plug. Nassim, go ahead.
Twitch.tv/Twittis_. That's TUDDIS_. Appreciate the support, guys, and we'll see you next time.
Peace.
Later.
Trauma bonds, got close off of battle scars. Equal pain, so we think it's equal game. Same team, but it's different hearts. Same goals, but it's different shots. Thought we was winning the same. Turns out you were just running me game. Should've known, but I couldn't guess it. It's a damn shame.